Alright, one more problem number 1. Alright, answer for this one is 45. Number 2. Alright, answer for that one is 5. Number 3. Alright, answer for that one is 8. Number 4. Alright, answer for this one is 0. Number 5. Alright, answer for this one should be 100. Go ahead and bring up your lottery number. Alright, winning numbers for today are 2 and 2. If you had 2, you get double.
Yeah.
Alright, homework check. Go ahead and take it to Mr. Skinner. Alright, bring up 1 through 3. Alright, answers are yes, no, and yes. Alright, answers are no, no, and no. Alright, answers for 7 through 10. If you had questions on the homework, okay, I have your test to hand back. Alright, if you need to make up a test, you can come in 6th period. Our objective for today is 9th grade patterns, functions, and algebra number 2. Our learning target, you should be able to identify a function from a pattern, like these functions right here. Y equals 6x minus 2, y equals negative 2x plus 6, y equals x squared plus 4, and y equals 3x squared minus 6. Okay, for example 1, what we're going to do today, we're going to take these list of numbers and we're going to figure out what function gave us this list of numbers. Our x values, these are our y values, the list right here. Our x values are going to be whatever position the number is in. So this one, 5, is in the first position, so x would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a table. On the left, we'll list our x values. On the right, we're going to list the corresponding y values. So 1, the y value would be 5, 2, 8, 3, 11, 4, 14, and 5, 17. Okay, to figure out what the function is, we're going to find the difference between the y values. So we're going to take 8 minus 5, it'll be 3. 11 minus 8 will be 3 again. 14 minus 11. And 17 minus 14. Okay, so since we have all the same number right here, that means we're going to have a function that looks something like y equals some number times x plus another number. So we need to find out what the coefficient is next to the x, and we need to find out what our number that we're adding to it. The coefficient is going to be the number that we find right here. So our coefficient for this problem is 3. So we have 3 times x. That's what this number gives us. Now we need to find what number we add to that to get our y value.
2.
To do that, we're going to plug in our ordered pair. One of them, I'm just picking the first one because it's usually the easiest to do. So we plug in 1 for x, and then we have our number that we don't know what that is yet, and we plug in 5 for y. And then we solve to find the number. So we have 3 plus our number is equal to 5. We subtract 3 from both sides. So our number, excuse me, our number is going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2. Alright, now we have the two numbers that we need to make our function, so now we need to put it back together. So we have y is equal to our 3x plus whatever our number is, and we found it to be 2. So plus 2. So this is the function that gives us these numbers up here. If we put our x values into this function, we should get our y values. So we put 1 in for x, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, and 5 is the corresponding y value. So it works. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, let's try another example. We're going to make our table. Our x values are going to be 1 through 5. Our y values will be the numbers corresponding with our x values. So 1, negative 9, 2, negative 15, 3, negative 21, 4, negative 27, and 5, negative 33. Okay, next thing we need to do is take the difference of our y values. Negative 15 minus a negative 9 is going to give us what? Negative 15 minus negative 9. Remember, when we subtract a negative,
it would be negative 6.
Negative 6, right. Negative 21 minus negative 15.
6.
Alright, negative 27 minus negative 21.
6.
And negative 33 minus negative 27. Alright, so we already know what our coefficient is. Our coefficient will be negative 6, so we have negative 6x. We need to find what our number is here to give us our y value. So we're going to plug in one of our ordered pairs. So we have negative 6 times 1 plus our number is equal to our y value, which in this case is negative 9. And then we solve for the number. So negative 6 plus that number is equal to negative 9. We add 6 to both sides. So our number is going to be equal to what?
Negative 3.
Right. Okay, now we need to make our function. We have y is equal to whatever we had here. That's negative 6x plus our number, which we found to be negative 3. So our function is y is equal to negative 6x plus negative 3. Or you can write it negative 6x minus 3. It's the same thing. However you prefer to write it is fine. Okay. Alright, let's try practice problem number 1. Alright, remember, first thing we want to do is make our table. Our x values are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Our y values are 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Alright, next thing we want to do is find the difference between our y values. So 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. 9 minus 7 is 2. And 11 minus 9 is 2. So this number is going to be our coefficient. That's the number that goes next to the x. So we'll have 2x plus some number is equal to our y value. Alright, to find our number, we need to plug in one of our ordered pairs. So we plug in 1 for x, and we plug in 3 for our y. 2 times 1 is 2, plus our number is equal to 3. We subtract 2 from both sides. So our number is going to be equal to 1. So when we make our function, we have y is equal to whatever we had here, 2x plus our number, and we found our number to be 1. So the answer should be 2x plus 1. Okay, answer for the bonus should be 2. Okay. Practice problem number 2. Okay, for the practice problem, first thing we want to do is put our numbers into a table. For the x's, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For the y's, we have 0, negative 3, negative 6, negative 9, and negative 12. First thing we want to do is find the difference between our y's. We take negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3. Negative 6 minus negative 3 is negative 3. Negative 9 minus negative 6 is negative 3. And negative 12 minus negative 9 is negative 3. So our coefficient for our problem is going to be negative 3. That's the number that goes in front of the x. Next, we need to find what number gives us our y. So to do that, we're going to plug in one of our ordered pairs. We take negative 3 times x, which is 1, plus our number. We plug in 0 for y. And then we solve for the number. So negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, plus our number, which is equal to 0. We add 3 to both sides. So our number is going to be 0 plus 3, which is 3. We put our function back together. We have negative 3x. And we add our number, which was 3. Okay, answer for the bonus is 9. Alright, go ahead and do the OGT problem. Come up and drop it off. Alright, for the OGT problem, we need to distribute here. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times a negative 1 is negative 3. On the right side, 5 times 2x is 10x. And 5 times 3 is positive 15. So the answer is B. 5. Okay, for example 5, we have 0, 3, 8, and 15, and 24. First thing we want to do is make this into a table. For our x's, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For our y's, we have 0, 3, 8, 15, and 24. We want to take the difference of these. 3 minus 0 is 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. 15 minus 8 is 7. And 24 minus 15 is 9. Alright, we don't have the same number this time, which means we need to take the difference again. To do that, 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. And 9 minus 7 is 2. And this, like if this number was the same right here, that means we would have had a y equals something times x plus another number. Since it's in this column, that means we're going to have an x squared in our function. So to find the coefficient of our x squared, we take whatever number we get here and we divide it by 2. So 2 divided by 2 gives us what?
1.
Right, so we're going to have 1x squared or just x squared. Alright, we're going to have that, and we're going to add some number to it to get our y value.
Wait, what did you divide by 2?
We have 5, 14, 29, 50, and 77. These are our y values. So we just put them in our table. The x values will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we need to take the difference of our y value. So 14 minus 5 gives us what?
9.
29 minus 14.
15.
50 minus 29.
21.
And 77 minus 50.
27.
Alright, now we don't have that x function. We're going to have an x squared function because this isn't the same number yet. So we're going to have to take the difference again.
6.
Right, 21 minus 15 and 27 minus 21. Okay, so what do we need to do with this number to find our coefficient? Right, we divide it by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3.
6x squared. 3x squared.
So we have 3x squared plus some number gives us our y values. We plug in our ordered pair. 3 times 1 squared plus our number gives us 5. 1 squared is 1, and 1 times 3 is just 3. Now we need to subtract 3 from both sides. So our number is going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2. So our function will be y is equal to 3x squared plus our number, which is 2. Okay? Alright. Go ahead and try a practice problem with this kind.
5 big ones. Do you want me just...
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Oh, I wasn't counting. How many was that? 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2.